Hey everybody, this is Rob Poplars, certified personal trainer over at the JCC. Just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about foam rolling, SMR or self myofascial release. So I know a lot of you guys are doing your home workouts and trying to keep fit and keep active, and sometimes you get tight, sore muscles, and um, the foam roller is a great tool to use to get rid of some of that and to ease some of that soreness and tightness in the muscles. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about why to do it and how to do it. So, like I said, you get sore, you get overactive muscles from overusing them, and they get tight and they get knots. So one way to get rid of those knots is foam rolling. So foam rolling can be done as like recovery. You could do it a few days a week, up to even like every day is good. So you can do it before a workout as like a warm up, and also as a cool down after a workout. So let's talk a little bit about how to do it. So let's see here. Got my mat set up in my bedroom here. Let's see. And, I find a hard surface is best usually. Alright, there we go. That's good. That's a good angle. You gotta work with the best, the most room that you have and stuff like that. And right now during these times, you just gotta make do with what you got. So foam roller, these are pretty easy to find. I think Wegmans might even have them. And I got my mat here. I know that Wegmans sells the mats, so like I said, a hard surface is usually better. You could do it on the carpet. It's just they're a little. I like the resistance that has a little bit more give to it. So basically, with the foam roller, you want to target a muscle group that's sore or overactive, and you want to apply pressure to it for about 30 seconds. Sorry about the video here. Video production is not the best, but okay, so let's start with the upper back. I like to do the upper back a lot. That gets very tight and overactive from sitting at a desk looking at a computer screen with the forward head posture. A lot of people looking at their phones down like this. So the thoracic spine is a great one to do. So just lay on your back like this, put it like in between your shoulder blades. Kind of put your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers like this, and you go from about the base of the neck to about the middle of the back, up and down like that until you find a tight spot, and you'll feel it. It'll be a little bit painful. As soon as you find that spot, you can kind of foam roll up and down until you find it. And once you find a nice tight spot that you want to get rid of that knot, just put pressure on it, and you want to hold that for about 30 seconds to up to 2 minutes, depending on how tight it is, and until you feel a release in that muscle, which would indicate the lengthening of the muscle, which is what we're looking for. The pressure sends a signal to the muscle and to the Golgi tendon organs, which are nerves in the muscles that respond to pressure. So that's why applying pressure helps dissolve the tension and lengthen the muscle and gets the muscle fibers running in the same direction as the muscle, rather than like a clump of muscle fibers, which is what causes that tension and pain. So you find it, you hold it for about 30 seconds, just like that. And so that's the thoracic spine. I would also recommend, when foam rolling, to incorporate some mobility and like active stretching to go along with the foam roller, which is about, you could do static stretching too. Like before a workout, I would definitely recommend active stretching, which would be holding a stretch for 1 to 2 seconds and then releasing and then holding and releasing. So for the thoracic spine, I like to, you can either keep your hands behind your head and just do like a thoracic extension over the foam roller like this. So hold for 1, 2, and then come back just like that. And you want to kind of go up and down different joint segments, find 2 or 3, 1, 2, and do it a couple times. I like to reach up, get a good stretch like that. 1, 2, and then kind of come down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like I said, 2 or 3, go up and down. So just like that. That's good to incorporate that stretch as to increase mobility in the joints. I like to go from the thoracic spine into like a lat. So the latissimus dorsi foam roll here. So just laying kind of on your side. And it's going to be right by the shoulder blade. So you're going to put like right underneath your shoulder blade, kind of right by your armpit, but kind of lean back a little bit. And then same thing, kind of come up and down. This is very tight on a lot of people. So if you have like that forward leaning posture, a lot of times it's because these lats are really tight and overactive. So I'll kind of roll these out. You can can't really see my feet, but I like to get a little bit of traction with my feet. There we go. I'll just kind of like this. So I bend my knees, got the foam roller on your lat so that you got a little bit of footing, so you can kind of go up and down till you find that tight spot. Or you can even do it just kind of laying on your side, find a tight spot, and then just hold it for 30 seconds. Or you can do like this. A lot of people do like this. And then when they're done, they can go straight into like a TFL foam roll, just like that, nice and easy. Right. So you find your spot, you roll that out for about 30 seconds. That's usually pretty tight, that feels good. I like to sometimes even roll forward a little bit, and then you can be careful of your ribs, but you can foam roll the serratus anterior in here, which gets really tight sometimes by me. And if people have a hard time pressing overhead, a lot of times it's because this muscle in here is tight, so that'll cause like a lower back arch when they're pressing overhead. So this is a good thing to foam roll as well. So you just lean forward a little bit, foam roll it like that. And then if you lean back, be careful not to come down too far on the ribs. You'll feel it. And you got floating ribs in here that you want to stay away from. Another tip, a lot of times people get a sore, tired neck. Make sure you tuck your chin, but your neck still gets sore. To protect that, you can make a little fist. Put it right on your shoulder and just rest your head right on your fist. And then you can go back to your foam rolling like that. And then same thing with this one. I like to do a little mobility, active stretch. So I'll just do like a shoulder flexion like this, kind of up and down. So point the thumb up and then point the thumb down. This really gets the shoulder warmed up. This is a good warm up to do before like a pressing day, a pressing exercise. So you can't see my thumb. So my thumb's pointing up and then pointing down, and pointing up, and pointing down. And then another one you can do with the foam roller right on the lat. Just put your elbow right on the floor like this. Do an internal, external rotation. Just do that about 10 times. That'll get the shoulder really warmed up. And of course, do it on both sides. Another one for the shoulders. Since we're in this position, you can just kind of put it on the outside, the lateral head of the deltoid there, and just kind of foam roll up and down. I kind of put my fist into the mat to kind of give me some pressure to sort of push off on. And I'm also pushing kind of with my foot as well. So the same thing. You don't need a lot of range of motion. As soon as you find a tight spot, just hold it right on there. 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So that's a good one. Chest. You can do the chest. So you're gonna kind of go on your stomach, turn the foam roll the opposite way, just like this, and then with about 90 degree in your elbow, you can just kind of put it right in the front head, anterior head of your deltoid shoulder, right there, and just kind of come back and forth like this, back and forth. Same thing, kind of find that tender spot and hold it. That one feels really good, especially with a lot of chest workouts, doing a lot of push-ups, things like that. Don't forget, when you're in this position, you can always kind of get into the rotator cuff, find a tight spot in the like in your armpit, and just hold it right in there. And you can kind of move it right around your armpit until you find a tight spot to kind of release that tension. Okay. While we're on our back, you can do kind of a rear delt foam roll like this, which I actually find you can target the lat a little bit from this position as well. You're going to have to lean to that side a little bit. And you're just going to come up and down, and you can kind of foam roll the rear delt. You can get the lat a little bit, and you can even get some muscles in the tricep with this one. So you can come all the way down the tricep like that. You can just about foam roll just about any muscle. There's lots of different ones. We can do the bicep. This one's a little more awkward, but you're going to be on your stomach. Just going to reach out. Just like that. Just like that. Just kind of point your thumb up towards your head. And then just foam roll down between your elbow and your shoulder. That one feels good. Biceps can get pretty tight sometimes. You're at home doing dumbbell curls, stuff like that. Banded curls. Alright, let's see here. So that's most of it for the upper body. So we can go into lower body. We can do our hamstrings just like this. Put it underneath your hamstring. Kind of hold yourself with your hands behind you for support, and then just come up and down between the knee and the glutes. Just like that. Kind of point your toes out if you want to focus on the outside of the hamstring a little bit more. Biceps femoris. Point your toes in for the inner hamstring, semi-tendinous, semi-membranous. Like that, the medial hamstring complex in there. Same thing, kind of hold. Want to get a little bit more pressure on the muscles, and you can go up to one leg like this. That'll put a little bit more pressure on it. Do one leg at a time. Okay. And then a lot of times it's easy right from this position, go right into the calves. Or if you need a break, sometimes your shoulders get tired from kind of propping yourself up. You can go and do the quads, and then come back to the calves, something like that. So here's the calf foam roll. You do them both at the same time. Kind of prop yourself up with your hands. That'll give you more pressure. If you get tired, you can kind of come down. Once you find a tight spot in the calves, come down, sit, and just hold that. You can do it one leg over the other one. That'll put a little bit more pressure on it. And then you can kind of turn your toes out. That'll focus on the lateral gastrocnemius. Turn your toes in. That'll focus more on the medial gastrocnemius. So you can go up and down the calf like that, and then come down towards the ankle. That'll foam roll the soleus. Just remember to hold once you find that tight spot of tension for about 30 seconds to a minute, up to 2 minutes. Another good one to do is while you're foam rolling, do ankle circles. This will loosen up the ankles and the joint really well. Plantar flex the feet, dorsiflex the feet, and plantar flex the feet like this. That'll help loosen up the calves. So just like that. So that's a good active stretch for the calves. Quads. Let's see here. I'm gonna come down, put the foam roll right on your front of your thighs here. This is how you foam roll the quads. You're just gonna be on your elbows like a plank, and you're just gonna go up and down from the knee to about the hip. And with this one, you just want to make sure, kind of like you're doing a plank, you don't want to sag down like this. That'll be bad on the lower back. That'll put a lot of tension, stress on the lower back. You don't want that, so you want to keep kind of engaged, kind of like you're doing a plank. So squeeze your glutes. That'll posteriorly rotate the pelvis, which will keep your back flat a little bit. And you're just going to go up and down until you find that tension. And kind of turn your feet, your toes out. Point them in a little bit more. Come down to the vastus medialis right by the knee. You can foam roll that a little bit. Okay, then we can go over to, let's see here, go over to the TFL, which runs along the side of the leg like this. So you can kind of cross this leg over the other leg. You're still on your elbow, and then you're just gonna come down like this. Let me see. Oh, I can turn a little bit more for you guys. So just like this. So from the knee to about the hip, just like that. So that one feels good right there. And I'm a little short on room here, but like I said, you gotta work with what you got. Another thing I forgot to mention, nice active stretch when doing the calves is just flex the knee, just like that. Find a tight spot and then just flex the knee. That'll really help work out a lot of those tight knots in the muscles. It'll really help loosen it up, and you'll get increased mobility. So that's a good one. Just do both sides, just like that. Don't be afraid to foam roll the hips. Kind of come up, do like the psoas right in the front here. So you can foam roll all different areas of the hips. Over here, do along the side. Get the hips right in here. That feels good sometimes. Those get really tight. When doing the hips, and even like the TFL, you can kind of adduct and abduct the hips like this. That's a good active stretch to do. So just adduct and abduct, just like that. So now you can go into like a piriformis stretch like this. Just cross. You can do it like this, or you can cross the foot over the other leg. And this is good for the piriformis and for the glutes. So you're going to be just like this. And until you find that tension with this one, just make sure you stay off of that bone in your butt, the ischium. You just want to stay with a lot of nerve endings in there. That can be very painful, so stay away from that. Try and focus more on gluteus maximus and the piriformis. So just like this. So the same thing when you're doing your glutes, you can kind of abduct and then you're going to do like a hip flex kind of stretch like that, and then abduct and adduct. So let's see, what else? I didn't mention the lower back. If you want to do the lower back with feeling sore, make sure you're kind of leaning off to the side that you want to foam roll, and then you can do it that way. What you want to do is stay off of the spine, especially in your lower back, lots of nerve endings, so you kind of come off to the side, and so you want to stay off the spine and stay off the ribs, so there's not a lot of range of motion here, but you can do it a little bit if it's pretty sore. What's another one? Another one I forgot is the peroneals along the side of the leg here. If you're feeling tightness along the outside of your lower leg, you can get right in there like that and just put your feet together like this and foam roll up and down this side of your leg. So do that until you find a point of tension. Hold for 30 seconds. And there you go. Make sure you do both sides. Keep everything even and balanced. Let's see. A couple other ones real quick that I forgot to mention. You can do on the foam roller. A couple active exercises. You can do like a hip flexion and extension. This one's flex, this one's extended right here. And you can do an active, just hold 1, 2, come out. Or you can just hold it and do like a static stretch. And then you can also do the piriformis stretch where you're just going to pull this knee across. I might have to move this over a little bit. Same thing, 1, 2, 1, 2, or hold it. Just like that. That's a good stretch as well. And what else? I forgot the adductors. So you're going to be on your side, and you're just going to bring a leg that you want to foam roll out to the side a little bit. So you're going to abduct that leg, and you're going to foam roll the adductors. So just side to side, just like that. That one feels really good. You get tight adductors, and you got tight hips. So that's a good one. There's probably more, but that's all I can really think of right now. Another technique you can do with any of these is called like scrubbing, or like shifting, like lateral shifting. There's a lot of different names for it. You just, on the muscle that you're using, instead of going up and down kind of in the direction of the muscle, you can go side to side like this. So there's not a lot of range of motion. It's called like scrubbing. That feels really good sometimes. You just kind of go back and forth like this. One I like to do that on a lot is the hamstrings. So you come in here and just side to side, kind of work that muscle out, work the tension out, and just try and bring it back to its the length that is most comfortable and that will allow you to perform your best at, and that is most optimal, and that's about it. So happy recovering, and good luck to everybody. Hope your workouts are going well, and hope everybody's safe and healthy, and thanks for watching, and until next time, thanks, bye.